On Fox 54's Gabe Glassman, joined today by Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall. Mr. Marshall, thank you so much for joining us today. Earlier this week, Colorado issued President Donald Trump summons over the United States Space Command move. What are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, first of all, it's just part of the legal process. We were aware of the complaint that was filed several weeks ago. I think a couple things to me are incredibly relevant here. Number one is they've not sought injunctive relief to stop the planning, to stop the movement right now by the Department of War to be able to place Space Command here in Huntsville, which tells you they don't feel strongly about the legitimacy of their case. And they're wrong both factually and legally, and we believe that absolutely that this lawsuit will fail.
So I'm not a legal expert. You're Attorney General, so I would imagine you would have some more expertise on the law. So what is the process going right now?
Yeah, what Colorado is attempting to do is have a federal judge to be able to tell this administration that they did not have the authority to be able to do what they did, which is to award again, and let's remember, it's not the first time it's happened, it's now the second time, to Huntsville, the location of Space Command. You know, they can't argue that the president doesn't have the authority to make that announcement because obviously they were the beneficiaries of the political decision of Joe Biden to remove it from the original location of Huntsville that President Trump had initially selected. And they're also not right on the facts. We know that Huntsville, as a result of an independent analysis done by the Secretary of the Air Force, chose Huntsville as the location for this important strategic command. Colorado Springs had the ability to make their case. They had the ability to be evaluated by the same criteria that Huntsville was used, but yet they didn't prevail. And when it was evaluated then by two separate entities that likewise confirmed the decision of the Secretary of the Air Force, it's not surprising again that we believe that we're going to prevail in this litigation.
The big question that Colorado kind of brings up was the move made over military readiness or political restitution, right? Do you think that this was a move for military readiness, or was it? What are your thoughts on that?
This was a move dictated by the evaluation that said that Huntsville was the prevailing city for the location of Space Command. You know, we saw that before Joe Biden was ever president. We had that review take place. President Trump followed the advice of those who conducted this evaluation. And then again, two separate independent agencies have now evaluated whether or not the process used by the Department of Defense was appropriate. Did it in fact contain the significant criteria that should be used in making this decision? And Huntsville prevailed compared to any other city that was out there. It's why we're working directly with the Department of Justice as it involves the defense of these allegations, and we will do everything that we can from our end, whether it's to intervene in the case or to be able to stand with filing supporting briefs to the administration's position. But the state of Colorado is not going to prevail in this case, and we're going to see Space Command finally located where it should be.
Have you been in contact with Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser about any of this?
No, not talked at all to General Weiser. We have talked to the Department of Justice and are coordinating what we need to do for this defense.
Is there a timeline that you can put on this process? We know that it's going to take some time for the move to be fully done, but is there a timeline that you can give on this?
Yeah, we'll have to file our responsive pleadings, that being the defense of this case, Department of Justice, by sometime in early January. I'm not sure of the exact date, but it'll be in January. And what I would expect you would see is a filing of a motion to dismiss, to ask the district judge who's considering this case to dismiss the state of Colorado's complaint relating to this matter. And I think there'll be a legitimate argument to be made that that will be the end of this case.
Are you confident in that?
We are confident in the arguments that we're able to make, both as a matter of law as well as an issue of fact.
All right, Steve Marshall, thank you so much for joining us once again. I'm Gabe Glassman. Thank you so much for joining us.